Well, the lawyer for the accused killer of the UnitedHealthcare CEO, Brian Thompson, says she's worried about Luigi Mangione getting a fair trial after what she calls the biggest perp walk ever seen. She says Mangione is being treated like political fodder.
There was no reason for the NYPD and everybody to have these big assault rifles that, frankly, I had no idea it was in their arsenal. And to have all of these, the press there, the media there, it was like perfectly choreographed. And what was the New York City mayor doing at this press conference, Your Honor? That just made it utterly political.
A spokesperson for the mayor says, quote, showing up to support our law enforcement and sending the message to New Yorkers that violence and vitriol have no place in our city is who Mayor Eric Adams is to his core. Let's bring in criminal defense attorney Mark Eiglarsh. Thanks, Mark, for being here. Appreciate your time.
My pleasure. Yep.
What do you make of this argument that Mangione might not be able to get a fair trial? Is there anything to that? I mean, there's support for this man. I mean, people have donated to his public defense, or to his defense fund, rather. There's obviously division in the public about how people feel about him. So what do you make of her assertion there?
Okay, so some of her arguments are valid. She starts off, and I was with her, and I wanted to be with her because she's got a tough case. Number one, he deserves a fair trial. Well, of course, the Constitution requires that. I'm with you. Secondly, he deserves a presumption of innocence. Well, yeah, in a court of law, not necessarily the court of public opinion. I'm with you. And then she brings up, but they have no reason to have those big assault weapons around him. What? You'd prefer what? Slingshots and pepper spray? Stay in your lane. That has nothing to do with you. We didn't take a course in law school that has to deal with how to protect an inmate and how to stop bullets from hitting him. That's on law enforcement. So some of the things she said was valid. They did do a big perp walk that they don't always do. It's a bit over the top, but I believe ultimately she'll get a fair trial if this ever really does go, and I don't think it's going to go, by simply asking jurors, regardless of what you've seen, can you focus on the evidence and the law provided and make a decision based upon that?
Yeah, she also kind of poked at Eric Adams, the bribery and fraud charges that he faces, saying that he should know more than anyone about the presumption of innocence. But I want to follow up on one thing you just said. You don't think this is going to trial. What do you think happens?
Okay, so here's what's going to happen. It's like a chess game. The state charged him with a crime that could require a mandatory life sentence. And maybe that's enough to get him to go to trial. But then the feds say, aha, don't even think about it. You may get death if you want to go a couple rounds with us. And so he'll sit with his lawyer. She'll talk about his chances are so low, so remote, they approach almost no real value of actually winning on an insanity defense, which is the only thing that they could possibly argue. And he's going to say, well, do I want to spend my life in prison, or do I want to go spend it on death row before maybe I'm executed, maybe not? I think he'll go with life.
Here's what a CNN legal analyst said about Mangione's attorney and the argument that he can't get a fair trial because of the factor of social media in this case. I want to get your reaction real quick.
The defense and all of this social media thing that's coming on to, it looks as the prosecutor might have an issue as it relates to a fair trial. People love this guy, and we could debate whether it's appropriate, it's not appropriate. I've never seen anything like this. And so she was right, his attorney, that is, Ms. Agnifilo, to make that record. But I just don't know you can argue the lack of a fair trial when the social media has been so kind to him.
Given your expertise, I mean, how do you tackle the challenge of social media in this particular case?
You can't stop it because we have this wonderful thing called the First Amendment. The concern I have is for the prosecutors, because we have very disturbed people who somehow think that eliminating a father who has two young children over some cause is somehow justified. I'm worried about stealth jurors, people who claim they can be fair but have an agenda that they want to go and acquit this guy who's got abs and looks handsome to some. That repulses me.
That's an important point, stealth jurors. All right, Mark Eiglarsh, thank you so much for being here. Appreciate it.
Click here to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page to catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You won't get it anywhere else.